Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast, a deep dive into all things Disney Vacation Club. We share tips, tricks, and insider info, helping you make the most of your membership. Join us for the latest news, reviews, and interviews with DVC experts and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned DVC member or considering your first contract, this podcast is for you. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Hurley and Gary Arruda.
Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. This is episode 50, recorded in the Defon Leroy Recording Studios in Sarasota, Florida, and Cranston, Rhode Island. I'm your host, Mike in Florida, joined by my cousin and co-host, Gary, up in Rhode Island. Good evening, Gary.
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much.
Is Mookie Betts the best number 50?
That's a good 50.
He's definitely the best baseball 50. I can't think of a football 50 that is better.
Couple middle linebackers would be number 50. I don't know any basketball players.
David Robinson. He was a
Robinson.
good 50.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could be the best 50, Mookie Betts. You'd think a common number, there'd be some really good players, but I can't think of anybody else.
No. That's good. 50 is good.
Yeah.
Next week we're going to have trouble. 51 is going to be difficult.
That's not an easy number, no.
No.
What's new in your neck of the woods?
Not much. Just getting ready. Well, I mean, this is coming out in 2 weeks. We're pre-recording because we both have trips so I don't know what.
Yeah, our timeline's all messed up. We're recording this in June, and this is coming out, middle of July at this point, I think?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not like us to be ahead of the game like this, but sometimes our
we're a hard-hitting news organization. We cannot be recording.
That's true.
That far in advance.
Would you like to introduce our guest, Mike?
Yes, we have Bev joining us. You are our most visited guest now. This is your second time on the show. I think we've had a couple of maybe Joe Quat. He's been on a few times too.
Tied for the lead, I would think.
Yeah, I think so. Bev, where are you joining us from again?
Southern Indiana.
Southern Indiana.
Yeah, just over the river from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay. Do you consider yourself a Southerner? I consider like Kentucky the South, but Indiana seems like a northern state. Like that's
it's odd. It's really weird.
Yeah, Indiana depends on what part you're from. I usually consider myself Southern. My husband is from the Chicago area though, so he's definitely a northerner.
Yeah, that's like the break-even line. You kind of gotta the closer you are to, because Kentucky's like definitely a SEC.
Kentucky's South.
And if you're like a stone's throw away from Kentucky, you got to be the South, I guess. It only makes sense.
Yeah, I'm 30 minutes away from Louisville.
Yeah, you're a Southerner. You got the accent to match. It's perfect.
Yes, I do.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I got to wonder the kids what they sound like, because you have that Southern accent with that hard Chicago accent. Did they take on both, or did they kind of gravitate toward one?
Mostly me, because they live around here and go to school around here.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like to say De Beers in a Southern accent, I definitely think that'd be funny to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, but thank you for joining us, Bev. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. It's always fun.
We've been looking forward to this one because I was so excited about this trip that you went on.
Me too.
Mainly for the concierge. So tell us, where did you stay? Was it all Animal Kingdom?
It was all Animal Kingdom. We flew in Friday and stayed. The first day we were just in a standard view studio. And then the next day we switched to club level for 3 days in a studio. And then the last 4 days we were in a 1-bedroom standard view.
Okay. That's nice.
This is...
Were they all at Jambo House, or did you have to switch back?
All at Jambo. Yeah, all of them were Jambo. I felt that would make it easier.
Yeah.
Because this is concerning as I'm listening to where you stayed, because I right in the middle, your concierge. And then like if you went to a pop, that's a big disappointment. But you went to a 1-bedroom, so it's almost...
Right, I just kind of kept moving out. I'm trying to decide if I like the 1-bedroom better standard or the concierge studio for the 3 of us. If it was just me and my husband, it would definitely be the studio club level. But with the 16-year-old also, the one bedroom having the extra room is nice.
I understand.
Yeah, so we'll actually be, when this comes out, I think I will be in a 1-bedroom club level at Kilimanjaro.
Yeah,
So
that would be nice.
I'll report back. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure. So I'm excited because we're doing the split stay as well. We're staying in a 2-bedroom with my sister and her kids, and then we're switching. They're leaving, and we're staying an extra 2 nights to do club level at the end of the trip.
Okay. Yeah,
Because
my
I don't know if I could
daughter.
have gone backwards from club level to non-club level. That's a tough way to move, isn't it, Mike?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is. That's a tough one.
my middle daughter was there also it was her husband, and my 2 grandsons, and they were in a studio that was kind of next to ours, but they were just in a standard studio the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Do they make you babysit for the kids?
No, they don't make me. I like babysitting my kids.
I mean, like when you're on vacation?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, I'll watch them while they go ride some bigger rides together. But usually I'll take them and go do fun grandma stuff that they won't let them do.
Yeah, that's fair. I was wondering if they just kind of drop them off at the door, do a couple of knocks, and you open the door and they're long gone. It's not one of those situations.
No.
Okay.
Not at all, because that's why we have separate rooms. That way they can have basically their own vacation without all of us being at each other's tail ends.
Yeah.
Now, where do you own at again?
Animal Kingdom, Jambo, and Riviera.
Okay. I like hearing the Riviera because you and I are big Riviera fans. Now, who's the DVC? Is it you or is it your husband or is it a combination of both? Like, who's the sicko in the family?
I'm probably the sicko.
Okay.
Yeah. He enjoys it, but I'm the one that's...
You're the sick person. Yep. You're the sicko in the house. Now, let me ask you a question. I was talking to my friend Hippie Guy at Riviera a couple months ago, and his wife said that every time they have more grandchildren, he's buying more contracts. Are you trying to justify some additional contracts?
No, but I'm not. I wouldn't be mad if I had another one.
Because you sell that, right? You can say, we could get some 2 bedrooms. Whole family could be together.
No, because that's too much togetherness for my husband.
I think I like this guy.
He loves the grandkids. We just went down and spent the day with them, but he doesn't want to do a full week with them.
I'd say you even need more points for that to book an additional studio for him.
That's a good point. So yeah, we don't have to stay together. We'll get the 1 bedrooms and we'll get them their own studios.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what we've been doing for the most part. We tried the 2-bedroom last time at Riviera, and that was a little bit too much. So now we're doing a 1-bedroom and a studio. I know it's more points to do it that way, but it's just better on everybody's mental health.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Gotta enjoy those trips. So did you book at 11 months with this in mind, or did these club level nights come up and you snatched them in the middle of the trip?
I booked at 11 months. Actually, it was a little bit it was like a week before 11 months. I noticed that somebody else had been dropping them off. So somebody else was walking the points, and I just went behind them and picked up what they were dropping.
Okay. So that's kind of how it fell in the middle. That makes sense.
Well, it was originally at the beginning of our stay, and then I added on a day because I wanted to be down there. I didn't want to be flying in the middle of the afternoon and get to club level. I wanted to be down there for my whole day of club level.
That's a good point, too. I didn't think
Gary,
of that.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Your video's frozen, but your sound is good.
All right, we'll just keep going. I noticed that my video froze on StreamYard, but if you can hear me, that's all well and good. We don't.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't know if it was on my end or not, but Bev and I are still moving. We just get
Bev,
to hear you.
Is it difficult at 11 months? I mean, Animal Kingdom is a great contract because they have so many great booking categories. Is it difficult at 11 months to get those Kilimanjaro concierge or Kilimanjaro Club?
Especially if you want the 1-bedroom, it's not as hard. But to get the studio or a 2-bedroom, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, because I grabbed the 1-bedroom at like 8 or 9 months out. It was just
Right.
those couple nights were just sitting there
Yeah,
for the one bedroom. But yeah, the studios never really pop up. You grabbed that one randomly, Mike, but for the
Yeah, I
most
just
part,
stalked the website and it popped up and it was on it was on a Saturday. Sunday rather, because it was
Yeah.
Easter Sunday. And how about that little 7-pointer, the Value Studio? You've been able to get that at 11 months or is that
yeah, those aren't as hard as the club level. The
okay?
values are easier to get than the club level is.
Just
like that.
because there's so much limited inventory.
That Value 2-bedroom really entices me, Mike.
Because of just how little points you have to use.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for my family right now, we only need a 1-bedroom for the 4 of us. I mean, we could use a studio, but 1-bedroom is splurging. But to get a 2-bedroom for those points, it's like, oh, why not? For the value, if you can get that value,
Yeah,
it's not a bad
especially
one.
if you did another family trip, if this time you brought Sarah's family and
Right.
you're going to go to the parks, kind of park heavy, and even if you're not park heavy, that's a fine room, even if it's on the small side, because there's just so many activities that you can go to
Yeah,
at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
yeah, it's not that much smaller. It's still a good sized room.
I know the studio you can tell is a lot smaller.
Right.
And when I say a lot, maybe
Yeah.
by 25 to 50 square feet, but
Yeah, it's smaller, but it's totally doable. Especially if you're not trying to cram 4 or 5 people in there.
Right.
I mean, Gary and I have turned into real jerks, as you can probably tell by listening to the podcast. I mean, we are such elite snobs to the point where deluxe studios are no longer
It's not good enough.
in our vocabulary. It's getting real bad now, isn't it?
The deluxe studios might as well be that Clarion that we stayed on next to the
Clarion
Hooters and the
main
liquor store. Yeah.
That's why I like the 1-bedrooms if I can.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Now, I guess doing the club level in the middle is a good advantage because you get full 24 hours for both check-in
So
and
you're getting it
check-out.
on the front and the
Yes.
back end. That's correct.
Because
Was that
even
the-
if your room's not ready, you can still go down at 7 a.m.
Right.
And
And then the day
then on
you
the-
check out, if you're doing a split stay, when you
Mhm.
check out of your first room with a club level room, you're not going to be able to get back up there, but they will give you a key card good for the rest of that day. Like if you're
okay.
using your magic band or whatever,
Yeah.
they will give you a key card if you ask them to get up there to get to the stuff the rest of the day.
So
that's good to know because
let me-
on my checkout day, we'll be checked out and stranded until we go to the airport for probably about 5 or 6 hours. So I'll need that key card to get up there.
Right.
Gotcha.
Let me ask you a strategic question. So you're in a studio and you're checking out, let's just say it's on a Monday. You're checking out of there on a Monday, you're checking into your concierge on a Monday. We like to stay in our room as long as possible. So say you wanted to go down and get breakfast at 7:00, but still use your old room until you can technically check into your new room. Did you have to go downstairs and have them scan your bands, or how does that work? Because your band isn't going to let you into club level, is it?
No, we
If
had
you have
to.
check in.
Yeah, we when I checked out of the club level, me and Abby had gone on a Segway tour at the time. So my husband took care of getting all that stuff done. So I'm not sure exactly how that worked.
Well, but what about the check-in day? Because you're not checked out of your studio until
Right.
11, but you can
Well,
access. Is that the same thing? You have to get the key card from the front desk?
yeah. We got the key card from the concierge desk while we were up there on our last day before we
Okay.
checked out.
Gotcha. That makes
I
sense.
just because when we was up there for breakfast on our check out day, I asked him, I'm like, when I check out of my other room, I'm not going to be able to get up here anymore. How do I get up for the rest of the day? And they're like, oh, here you go. Here's your key card.
Right, but what about on the front end, like the first day?
Like I said, on the front end, I'm not 100% sure because me and my 16-year-old were gone. We had to be at Fort Wilderness at 8 a.m.
Oh, that was the first day. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I didn't realize that's what you meant. Okay. Well,
This
we'll
is
find.
a very confusing question. We have to get to the bottom of this, don't you think, Gary? Maybe
Well, I'll
when
let
you're
you
there.
know in about a week's time when the next
Because you're going to
time
be.
we record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he probably just went to the front desk because he had them just take our suitcases down to Bell Services while once he checked out, and I believe he just went to the front desk and got the key card to go up
I'd
there.
assume, yeah, they probably give you a key code because I don't think you can technically be checked into 2 rooms at the same time.
Right. That's
Yeah,
why we
'cause
had
I'm
to
not
get one
gonna
for the last day.
I'm not going to check out of my 2-bedroom until 11 o'clock, and then
But
but
you
I
want to
still
go
want to go
grab
get
breakfast
there.
at 8 o'clock and then maybe go back up to the room and bring your coffee back with you and chill and
Absolutely. Yeah,
do some
absolutely.
packing. So, yeah, that's totally how I'm sure it's been done a million times. I just don't I can't wrap my brain around how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be Magic Band or just you'll have to just ask first, obviously.
Yeah, I know on the last day, like I said, just get a key card from the desk there at the
That makes
concierge
sense.
desk.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I'm sure it's the same at the front.
Now, is this your first time staying club level?
Yes.
Have you ever stayed anywhere on property? So you've never stayed club level anywhere?
No.
What were your first thoughts?
It was good. It was fun because we could just go in there and get a drink and have a nice cup of coffee and not have to worry about the coffee in the studios. But the Joffrey's coffee, which is okay.
Well, the lack of cream, that's our biggest problem. We're from New England, so we drink it with cream and sugar. And every time we check in, there's like 4 creams. So I just have to go down to the quick serve and just throw them in my pockets.
Yeah, see, I just mine's black, and I got like attached to that Nespresso machine while I was there.
How
people seem to like the coffee in the club levels. I'm not that big of a I don't drink like fancy coffees or anything.
Yeah.
I just want iced coffee. That's all I want.
I don't do iced coffee. I just do plain old black coffee.
Yeah.
I think my 16-year-old made her a fancy drink with all the syrups and all that one a couple times.
Oh, there you go.
I think one of the hosts there helped her figure out how to make what she was wanting to make. I mean, she went up there because they've got all the syrups with the different flavors, the vanilla flavor and hazelnut and all that syrup in the pumps that you can use.
That's good too for the people that like the very sweet ones. Did you take advantage of it? Did you have like your meals there while you were checked in?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah. We did have what did we have? Oh, we had a Tony's on one night while we were there because we went to Magic Kingdom one day while we were there.
Oh, okay.
But most of our meals was once we moved over to the 1-bedroom.
We're going to get in depth on the Tony's meal on our WDW Beyond the Gates podcast, which came out yesterday. So stay tuned. Bev has joined us for both podcasts.
Yes. Double dip this week.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm really looking forward to is just taking advantage of it and hanging out up there. Pretty much going whenever you feel like it. You feel like a little snack, you just go and grab something.
Right, absolutely. And I probably got my money's worth in water bottles.
That's true.
Every time I'd go in there, they'd give me a carrier with 4 water bottles in it.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy because they don't leave it out, but they say don't hesitate to ask them. So they are proactive at coming over. And,
right.
They can tell when you're heading out and they're like, do you want to bring a bunch of waters to the parks? And they're out there passing it out table to table. So it's awesome.
Right.
Nice.
I was getting little snack baggies because during lunchtime, they have a lot of like little things to make snack bags for the parks and stuff. So I was getting a lot of snack bags for my grandsons and taking them to them.
I guess that's another question. Were you able to bring others in, or was it pretty strict on just the 3 of you going up there?
There was a couple times they went up there because as long as you can get up there, they never bother to check who's up there.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they if you roll in with 12 people, if they're like, something doesn't add up here, or if you just kind of go up and.
So what you need to do is just bring one of your extra magic bands, and then I don't have to hassle you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I am coming up.
Or go to the front desk and get an extra key card.
Yeah, I have extra magic bands. Don't worry, parts.
That would be a funny surprise if you didn't tell the kids and you guys go up for lunch and you just see cousin Mike sitting over there.
Just sitting there having some soup.
Some
parts.
Oh, the soup was so good. Did you have any soup, Bev? Are you a soup
Yes,
person?
yes. I
Some
forget
good
what
soup.
kind it was. It was whatever was in. I had it at Boma the night before when we did our just plain studio stay. I forget what it was, but it was one of the Boma soups. So I ended up eating like 4 little bowls of it while I was there.
Yeah,
Did they have any good breakfast options? I know they had like an egg frittata, I believe, when we were there. They had some scrambled eggs with cheese. Did they have anything unique, or
Yeah.
was it?
Nothing really unique, but it was all good. I mean, I was surprised they did have a big old pan of bacon one time.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
know, they
And the
wasn't
bacon was
stingy
cooked
about it.
perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah, I like
Ma-
that you can definitely have your full meal. I mean, it sounds like you might have to go up a few times when they're doing like the lunch and dinner is smaller
Right.
portions, but they don't turn you away, obviously.
No, they don't. They were, with the soup, she was like, do you want another one? Do you want another one?
That's good stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And after
And
hearing
then
Mike talk about it, and now hearing you talk about it, definitely seems like it's the
with
way
my
to go.
wine, they, because I had a glass of wine or, pretty much every night. And they were like,
Mhm.
do you need another glass? I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Well, you said that too, Mike, right? Like they remembered the wine that Kristen liked from the first night to the second night, but you guys were leaving, so she didn't want a wine on the second day. But
And then there was a guy, he only works a couple nights a week. But he's like Jamaican. He's from the islands. He's got a little accent. But the regulars know him, and he makes these weird, goofy kind of drinks. He went up to Kristen and said, "What do you like?" She's like, "Well, I kind of want something coffee, but I want something on the sweet side, but this and that." He's like, "Got you taken care of." And he came back 5 minutes later with some cocktail. And people have said he's just like a mixologist. He'll make all sorts of off the wall drinks. I don't know if you met him or if he was working any of the nights that you guys were there.
No, I don't think I've seen him.
yeah, I mean, I've heard. Yeah, but you can get cocktails anyway, even if he's not working. Someone will.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
just saying that he makes some authentic stuff. It's not like you ask for an Irish coffee or this. He just
Right,
he
makes
says,
his
"What
own
are you
thing.
interested in?" And
Yeah.
he'll go back and make something.
What was your favorite like meal at the concierge?
No, probably the suppers, the
Yeah.
dinners, because usually it was stuff coming from Boma or from Jico or something. And it was good quality.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Did it ever feel crowded in the?
No, not
No.
really.
The same thing Mike said. That
Yeah.
amazes me.
It is. It's amazing.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean there was. I think one time I had to wait at the little buffet line area for one lady had like 4 kids and it was lunchtime, so they were all making their little snack bags and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it took a little bit, but yeah, I just went around while they were doing that, I went around to the other side of them.
yeah, absolutely. Always plenty of seats and everything up there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
We never ran into a problem. There were a couple times in the morning where it was a little crowded. When I say that, there was still probably 8 tables that were available. So you're
Yeah.
never waiting for a table.
And it's obvious. It's never like it's going to be more busy one day than another. It's always sold out. So it's like any day
Right.
you go
Yes,
is
you're
as
right.
busy as it's going to be. It's not going to be
Exactly.
more busy on Thanksgiving or anything. There's only so many
Right.
rooms. No, that's good to hear too, because that would be it wouldn't feel as luxurious if you go and you have to like stand around with your food waiting for somebody to leave so you can grab a table and things like that. So it's nice to know that it never gets too crowded up there.
And what you'll see, especially on the DVC side, where all those rooms are on that club level, is that people bring the stuff back to their room. Like you'll see the guy who comes up and they give him 4 beers and he brings it right back to his room to pound on the balcony.
Yeah,
But
go sit on the balcony. That's true.
But they make sure they open all the beers before they do that.
That's
You
what
can't
Mike
take
said. Yeah.
They won't give you just a can of beer. It's going to
I'll
be
take
open.
a 12 to go. I can't drink them now because I have to drive, but I'll start popping them in Sarasota when I get home.
You bring like one of those coolers and like put like a giant thermos, pour them in there, keep it nice and cold. But I was gonna ask, how was the room itself on the club level? Did you have because the view isn't guaranteed. It could be standard.
Yeah, our view was
Savannah.
the one on the pool side, so we basically looked at the roof.
Okay.
But hey, it wasn't bad. I like just sitting out there and chilling and not.
You were probably right next door to me because if you walk by, so you say you get off the elevators, right?
Yeah,
And
we were
you're
the last one in that hall.
Okay, so you were all the way down. We were the first one. We were right by the table where they don't check you
Okay.
in, they just say hi to you. So we were in that
Right there
on
where
that
the ice
first
room and
we
all
were
that is.
right next to the ice room because we talked about
Yeah.
how when it was making ice at 1 a.m,
Yeah, that's right.
it woke us up. But yeah, that's exactly the room that we're in. But when you
Yeah,
said
we were that same
you-
hall, but we were the
Yeah.
last door next to the stairs.
And then how was the one bedroom after the regular one?
The one bedroom we were still standard view, so we were still
Okay.
overlooking the pool on that
Which
one.
is
We were
still
down
nice,
the
though.
hall a little bit though.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
all the DVC's 5th floor, right? On
Yes.
Jambo? Yeah.
Except for the
Except
club
the
level,
club
which
level.
is 6th floor. Yes.
Okay.
Now, is there one bedroom? Is it similar to Copper Creek where they just turned a bunch of studios into one bedrooms? Because I do not like the Copper Creek one bedroom. I love the Boulder Ridge one bedroom because they're actually dedicated one bedrooms. What's the configuration like over at Jambo in the one bedroom?
The one bedroom is when you first walk in, you're going to have your living room and your kitchen and,
Yep.
your kitchen and your living room. And then when you walk down the hall, straight all the way at the end of the hall, is the laundry, the washing machine and stuff. And then on one side is going to be the bedroom, and on the other side is the bathroom.
So, I don't know. I can't tell if that's like converted hotel rooms because I think they
Yeah.
built when they built Jambo House, they built the DVC into it, right? Or were they converted afterwards?
I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know, Mike?
I know it's.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
So I get
I
what
know
you're
it's
saying.
set up
Basically,
different than Kidani,
yeah.
but I don't know.
Okay,
I haven't
so
stayed
it is
at
different.
Copper Creek or anything, except I've stayed at a Copper Creek studio, but that's it.
Yeah. So your point, Mike, is that Copper Creek was converted all hotel rooms, and they just
Yeah, so
made
they
them
just knocked down walls, put a door in, and had one be a master
Right.
bedroom and the other. So the configuration's just terrible. I hate Copper Creek one bedroom. I would
I'm
never
thinking
stay
that
there.
might be what the value rooms were.
Okay.
The value rooms at Jambo are all on that front part of the horseshoe part. All that is the value rooms. And those are smaller. And I'm thinking those are all converted rooms.
Sounds
Okay.
about right.
That makes sense. Yeah. So I'm just curious, what other what would you say were the highlights of not necessarily just the concierge of the overall stay? I mean, I've loved the service I've gotten at Animal Kingdom. I've only stayed Kidani side, so I don't know if you can tell a difference between the two, but
I mean, Kidani, I've stayed at both. And if anybody asks me where to stay, I'm like, I like the lobby and the shopping and the restaurants better at Jambo. I like the rooms and the pool better at Kidani. The only issue is with Kidani, those halls are long.
yeah.
We had the last one in the hall one time. It was quicker for me to walk to the Jambo lobby than it was to walk to the Kidani lobby. Because I timed it. It really was quicker.
That's funny. Yeah, it's very long. I mean, the hallways can be a bear at Kidani.
But
I guess that's the
but I
biggest
do like
downfall.
the rooms better at Kidani though.
And I actually like the Savannah better at Kidani, I think.
Yeah.
Like comparing to the two. But I haven't stayed in a Jambo room. I've only walked around like the pool and stuff. So
Right. I mean, it's nice because even if you have a standard view room like we had, there's a bazillion places to look out and see the animals.
yes, of course, yeah, which is great.
And
I
that's
think-
one of the things I like about staying there is because you can just relax if you want to. You don't have to go 100, 100 miles an hour all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kidani is definitely going to be on my list. I've only stayed at Jambo. And I think when they do the refurbishment, I'd really like to go over there and check it out. Because as much as I like Jambo with the restaurants and the gift shops, Kidani just seems like it might be a little more chiller.
It's definitely more
Very-
chill.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. You too. You agree, Bev?
Yes.
Okay.
It's laid back. It's more
It's more
It-
DVC.
It's more DVC, 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
It is DVC. I mean,
Correct.
it's separate for a reason, and
The rooms
don't
are
know.
bigger. The rooms are
Yeah.
better. And like I said, that it's not quite as hustle and bustle there.
yeah. And it's not like it's a problem for you, Mike. You love to walk anyway. It's a 8-minute
Mhm.
walk to the Jambo
Yeah,
lobby if you want to go
absolutely,
hang
yep.
out there. So it's not the end of the world, regardless.
Bev,
Plus,
before
Plus,
I
there's a
forget-
shuttle that takes you back and
yeah,
forth
you
if
can
you want
jump
to
on
go.
that shuttle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I don't want to wrap up before asking this question. Do you remember how many points it was for that one bedroom in the Kilimanjaro Club?
Oh, we had the studio.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had the
Uh,
studio. You had the one bedroom after that.
Yeah. I can't remember. It was for the 3 nights. It was 66 points.
For 3 nights?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
22 points a night. That's like
22 a night.
that's like a standard Grand Floridian room.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I paid 33, but that was on Easter.
Yeah, that was the highest point night you could get, I think.
Yeah. Our 3 nights was 66 points for that. I'm not sure how it split up, but that was what the total was.
I wonder
That's
what do you
not bad at all.
I wonder now I'm just curious what the keep this conversation going.
Yeah, you looking doing some research right now?
Yeah, I am.
Pulling up some point charts. I'm surprised you don't have them already printed out.
I
Mike.
know. I need to get the ticker. My CPA won't allow that right now. The,
Just
the
a rolling.
Yeah, like the stock market ticker. It just shows.
May through June.
When were you there again? It was.
We were there on the May 31st,
Okay.
the 1st and the 2nd. That was our club level nights. May 31st, June 1st, and June 2nd.
Did you do any like full resort days while you were there, or did you kind of go to the parks every day?
That first day, like I said, me and Abby had the Segway tour at Fort Wilderness, and then we came back and just chilled around the resort most of the day.
Nice.
They went to her and her dad went to Yak and Yeti at like 3:00 because there was a couple things she wanted there, but they wanted to make sure they made it back in time for dinner at the resort.
Yeah,
So
that's
they
a
went
nice thing
there,
though.
but-
That's so close to Animal Kingdom. It's so easy to get there.
right.
So just hop into the park there. Nice. I like. I could spend a lot of time in that Jambo lobby and just walking around and going out to the pool, walking around the grounds to the different savannas and everything. It's
Right.
It's a
And
great
there's plenty
relaxing-
of activities to do.
tons of activities, especially for kids. And then I mean, I could sit and watch that wood carver all day if he's out there.
Oh yeah.
I'll just sit and watch him for an hour. It's no problem at all. I enjoy that. It's very relaxing. Have you ever done the tour? They do like
No.
the art tour. I want to do that.
No,
when
I
I go
haven't.
This time. Yeah,
I like to do stuff like that when I don't have the grandkids with us.
that makes sense. Yeah, they're probably not super interested in that.
Right.
I'll drag my
Because, like,
10-year-old to it. I'll make her do it and learn something.
Yeah, my
on it.
16-year-old's old enough, if she doesn't want to do something like that, she'll go to the pool and just chill and lay out or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
have to have her with me all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did you find your
Yeah,
research, Mike?
I did. So it's showing me 2026 right around this time. I can only go 11 months, obviously.
Yeah,
It's showing it at 21 points a night.
that makes
And
sense.
it's showing a studio resort view at 13 points a night. With that being said, for an extra 8 points, is club level worth it to you?
I think so. I said I come home and called them to find out if they had a guaranteed week that was a club level week, so I didn't have to worry about trying to book one. I was going to buy me another direct contract just to get a guaranteed week if I could, if it was club level.
They didn't have one, or they don't do it.
No, they don't do it.
Yeah.
Now,
They'll give you the guaranteed week, but not the club level.
Gotcha.
Did you think, because for 8 points, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it for the food value. Did you just enjoy the experience? Because that's what we really love. We just like bouncing in and out and sitting down for an hour, talking to the couple next to us at a table and just relaxing. That's what.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just the food. It's just the whole experience.
But also, if you think, Mike, like how much on the open market, if you were renting a point, it's like $20, right? $18 to $20. So for an extra $160 a night, would you pay that out of pocket to go from $160 a night?
Yeah, that's extra? 80 person. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So
I mean, when I got upgraded to Yacht Club, we were running the numbers, and I said even for $200, it's well worth it for a family of 4.
Sure.
But even just for the two of us, she doesn't drink, so we don't necessarily get our quote unquote money's worth. But again, just for the experience, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, the overall experience. And then, I mean, I guess the bigger question is, if you want to break it down to points, would you rather stay 3 nights in a club level studio or 4 nights in a regular studio? I'd rather probably stay the 3 nights in the club level. And
I'd do the 3 nights in the club level.
No doubt. Yeah. Less is better for me. I'd rather stay even less than that in a 1-bedroom. So I like amenities. I like space.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and I haven't even done it yet. And I already know I'm going to love it. So,
like I said, I probably got that 160 a point or a night difference back just in water bottles.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good point too. Any final questions here, Mike? You're going to wrap things up?
No, we can wrap things up. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at DVC Addicts. Email the show, info@addictedtodvc.com, and join our Facebook group, DVC Addicts. For Bev up in Indiana, my cousin in Rhode Island, I'm Mike in Florida. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. We want to hear from you. Email us at info@addictedtodvc.com and follow us on all socials at DVC Addicts. We appreciate you being a part of our DVC community, and we'll see you again on our next episode. Thanks again for listening, and welcome home.